Well, I just got to the point where I had actually wanted to do something with being an IFBB professional and making the fitness industry. It was 2014, November 2014 when I earned my pro card. And I was living in Virginia and kind of realized that you can't do that much out there. There's not that much opportunity out there in terms of the fitness industry. So I'd play around back and forth in my head with the idea of coming out to Cali, because you hear guys like Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these old school bodybuilders that would come out here and kind of with the hopes of making something more of themselves. So it first started off as kind of a joke, and the more and more I thought about it, I kind of put in my head, like, why not? If I want to do something and I want to be successful at it, you do have to take a lot of risks. And Cali was scary, mostly because I didn't know a single person out here. I'd never been to Cali before, with the exception of training while I was in the military. Did I have a backup plan? Yes. It wasn't necessarily, it had nothing to do with being in this industry though, but most of it was just going to school, or going back to the military, or going through a job that was already waiting for me. So it was about April 8th. I had all my things packed up. I had to be in San Diego by no later than the 15th. I wanted to try to get there as soon as possible though. That way I could just sign the stuff in, get moved, get settled. Yeah, I did the drive by myself. I love taking cross-country road trips. There's something soothing about it. But I do remember, the whole time I was driving out here, I was thinking, what if things don't go my way? What if things don't work? How long would I be able to make it out here on my own before I head back to Virginia? But at the same time, you think about those things, and then you think about the other what if. What if things do work out? What if things do go in your favor? And you put in the work, and you're rewarded the way you feel you deserve to be rewarded. So there's pros and cons to everything. To kind of see which outweighs which. So I finally make it out to Cali after a couple days on the road. Get settled in, find my place. The place is awful. It's kind of like almost like a dorm, it seemed like. It was right by San Diego State University. It was very weird, but I ended up having, it was a 4-bedroom apartment. Each roommate had another roommate, so there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 7 people living in that apartment. And filthy, absolutely filthy. The roommates sucked. I was just ecstatic to think that, it was only 3 months that I had to deal with this. That was the first little obstacle, was just dealing with that. I'd have moments where I'd come home and my food would be eaten by another roommate. That ended very quickly. No, I was definitely afraid, while I was in school, I was just like, well, what if competing and, obtaining these endorsements or sponsors don't go the way I want them to go? Then what? What do I do after school? Am I going to just do personal training out here in California, or am I going to have to go back home and pursue everything else that I was originally going to do, work a 9 to 5 and kind of just be content with life, but not, exactly, the thought of, not necessarily because you're going back, but it's failure, in layman's terms. If you don't accomplish something that you set your eyes out on, I've never been that type of person where I like the idea of giving up or failing at something. I've always been the type to where I give everything my all, and that can be a downfall as well. I put all my eggs into one basket. I made sure to do everything that I could in my power to make sure I wouldn't fail. I gave everything my all. I was setting up plans before I knew classes would be over. I was preparing myself for those negative what ifs. That's a huge part with it all, you know, is trying to prepare yourself for everything. Looking back on everything, it absolutely was. You know, I'm out here living the life I want to live. I'm living a life a lot of people want to live right now because I did take a risk. I did get out of my comfort zone. I did something that most people would never consider doing. You know, I saw something I wanted to do and I made it happen. You know, I didn't sit back and wonder, what if? I got my ass up and took all the steps needed to get to where I am today. And, you know, with that mentality, I feel like anything's possible. You can do whatever you want to do as long as you're not lazy about it and you put in the work and you make shit happen. You know, like, why not? That's always the biggest question of why, is why not, in my opinion. Why not take that risk? You know, what really do you have to lose? You're young. You have nothing to lose. Take this risk now. Try to do what you want to do now. Live life on your terms now before it gets too late. You know, you have that opportunity to do so. You know, you don't want to wait till you're older and you financially and physically can't take the risk that you wanted to take when you were younger. So, if you got a dream, if you have your ambitions, your goals, go after them while you can. You know, don't wait before it's too late. Don't wait for that what if. You just never know until you actually go out there and do it. That's the thing. You know, you have to do it. Otherwise, you're gonna sit there and just wonder and think. And why do you want to live the rest of your life wondering, thinking what could have been? You know, why not go out there and go after it all while you can?